Hello, I'm Margie Aliprandi, and I'm coming to you from Alushta, Ukraine. When Cody invited me to speak at your convention, I was absolutely ecstatic. And then when he told me the dates, my heart sank because I knew I was going to be in Eurasia. But thanks to modern technology, I'm able to be here and also there with you. You know, some of my dearest friends in all of network marketing are among your top leaders. And then there's Cody. I have to say, I am so inspired by him and the beautiful opportunity that he's made available to you. And I have a funny story to share with you about Cody. Most of you probably don't know this, but Cody and I have known each other for 25 years. He was actually in my New Ways downline. New Ways was called Images at the time. So he came to one of my opportunity meetings and he recounts that I was warm and welcoming to him, but I walked up to him and said, "So why are you here if you didn't bring any guests?" Now, I can't imagine that I was that tough, but Cody indicates that it made a lasting impression on him. So good, it worked. Now he's got over 500,000 people. So Cody, I just want to say, I'm proud of you now. So I've had my eye on send out cards since Cody opened the doors in 2005, and I've had some wonderful cards from many of you throughout the years. One of those cards still sits on my bookcase today. It came from a team member of mine after she learned that the cat I loved so much had died. She customized the card with a picture on the front of me holding my cat. And of course, when I received it, I just wept. And send out cards has also brought me a lot of laughs. I received a series of cards from a local heating and air conditioning company, and they were so hysterical and so endearing that I finally called them and said, "You guys have the most clever marketing I've ever seen. You've completely won me over, and I'm going to call you as soon as I need your services." And I still have one of their cards in my drawer today. So to all of you marketing distributors with send out cards, wow, what a beautiful product you have for our network marketing business. What a beautiful way to make money. When you take your check in your hands from send out cards, you can know that it's the result of spreading kindness and creating bonds with people and making someone's day one card at a time. And now it's your convention. And I know that magic happens at convention. I know that the things you'll experience over the next couple of days, they can be life-changing. And I know that decisions will be made and vision will be expanded and lives will be changed. And this ties in with one reason Cody invited me to speak to you today. When he read my new book, How to Get Absolutely Anything You Want in 6 practical, doable, time-tested steps, he thought those 6 steps would make a great topic because it's the same 6 steps that helped me to get where I am today. And I've built one of the largest network marketing teams in the world. I've experienced the joy of helping over 1,000 people become millionaires. And I've created a lifestyle for me and my 4 grown children that's beyond my wildest dreams, where we truly have it all. But the catalyst for it all is who you become in the process. It's who you become in the process of building your network marketing business that is the master key to your lasting and significant success. The master key to having it all. While being an entrepreneur requires you to grow personally, I'm sure you've noticed as a network marketing entrepreneur that it requires even a deeper level of growth than probably most any other endeavor. Success depends on your willingness to get around your fears, to banish your limiting beliefs, to step outside of your comfort zone, to cross new frontiers of interpersonal relationships at every turn, and to push past the disappointments. Stay self-motivated, lift yourself up by the bootstraps, one team member and one customer at a time. So this fact alone will sweep you along a path of continuing personal growth. But you also need to deliberately practice certain principles so that you can keep a firm grip on the reins and consciously design your destiny. So what are those principles? Well, they begin with knowing yourself and your core values, and with that permanent habit of making value-based decisions, decisions that are based on the core values that you hold once you know exactly what they are. You know, I started out 25 years ago with basic success principles that came naturally to me because I'd been studying personal development material since childhood, but I had not yet deliberately put them into practice for the purpose of building a business. And when I started, I had 3 strikes against me, some people would say. Single mom with 3 little kids, no money, no experience to build a business. And I wanted to make enough money to give my children a better life, but I didn't want an occupation that would make me miss their growing up years. So when an exciting product came my way and I discovered the unlimited earning potential and the work from home and the people helping people concept of network marketing, I jumped in with both feet and a whatever it takes attitude. If someone on my team in California or Kentucky or anywhere for that matter wanted me to put on an opportunity meeting, I would drive there from Utah in my Subaru wagon because I couldn't afford to fly. I would park in hotel parking lots and sleep there because I couldn't afford hotels. I would get dressed in the gas station restrooms and I'd go bouncing into these meetings saying, "Join me, let's make $1 million." And you know, sometimes after all those miles and reluctantly leaving my kids behind, the big audience that I'd been promised was only an audience of 5, 7, or 8. And sometimes it was an audience of none. So there were all the usual disappointments and rejection and moments of doubt. But you know what? None of that stopped me. Remember, I'd made a committed decision that I would do whatever it takes because of what mattered most to me, my children. And I was determined to earn the true financial freedom that is the magnificent promise of network marketing. I didn't realize it at first, but just having that clarity of what I really, really wanted to be, do, and have, and making a committed, non-negotiable decision to do whatever it takes, and then actually moving into action was launching me on a 6-step success formula that I would one day thank for my achievements and even write a book about. So let's take a look at those 6 steps. Step number 1 is decide what you want. Let's talk about the importance of making a truly committed decision. The Latin word for decision is decadere, and it means to cut off. There's no retreat. We burn the bridges. There's no back door, no escape hatch. We're in. We might trip and fall down 99 times, but we will get back on our feet the 100th time. You know, most of you have decided to build a significant business and send out cards, and you're passionate about it, or you wouldn't be here at convention. But let me ask you something. Was your original decision based on more than a wish? Here's the thing. You can get tricked into believing that you've made a decision when it's only a wish. For example, you might be thinking, well, I wish I could have passive recurring income instead of slaving away for some unappreciative boss my whole life. But that's not a solid decision. We might take action on it, but a wish isn't strong enough to sustain us when the going gets tough. The wish that disguises itself as a decision is just one of the several negatives that will show up in our results. And there's also indecision, where we're stuck in this constant weighing and rethinking of a decision. Ugh, what a painful waste of time and energy. It robs us of clarity, productivity, self-esteem, and success. Listen to what President Theodore Roosevelt said about that. He says, in any moment of decision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The next best thing you can do is the wrong thing. And the worst thing you can do is nothing. Once again, there would be no indecision if you'd made a truly committed decision from the start. But to do that, you need more than just passion. You need to know a lot about yourself. One reason so many people begin building a business with tremendous passion and then quit easily is because they don't really know themselves. They haven't had a deep look at the bigger picture of what they really want and who they want to become. They're not being driven by an understanding of their real purpose in life and the core values that mean the most to them. So their decision was not a committed decision, and that makes it easy to retreat at the first sign of discomfort. And as you know, that will happen pretty early and often in our wonderful and crazy business. You talk to someone, you see them get excited, so you think they're going to set the world on fire, and then all of a sudden, they disappear. They were in if it could be fast and easy, which we know is not the case. So decisions that are based on making money only simply do not keep people on board. This is why you need to know your why, and so do the people you bring on board. Getting clear on your why, your core values, and what matters most to you makes it possible for you to align your life purpose with your business purpose. You need to be driven by an understanding of this because it gives you the certainty and the self-confidence that attracts the right people to you like a magnet. You know, some of my sweetest experiences have been sitting with someone and being inspired as they describe their why to me. It can be a precious shared experience that both of you remember forever. Your hearts touch, and from my experience, I become as committed to helping them achieve their why as they are. And this makes you unstoppable. You've found your authentic self, you're tapping into your innate greatness, and you inspire yourself and others, and you've gained sure footing on the path to whatever you want. And you know what? Your authentic self is exactly what people crave. There are people that are waiting for you in your opportunity. Perhaps there's someone praying right now for a solution to a problem, and you're going to be the one to answer that longing. The late mountaineer and writer W.H. Murray put it this way: until one is committed, there is hesitancy, the chance to draw back. Concerning all acts of initiative and creation, there is one elementary truth, the ignorance of which kills countless ideas and splendid plans, that the moment one definitely commits oneself, then providence moves too. All sorts of things occur to help one that would never otherwise have occurred. A whole stream of events issue from the decision, raising in one's favor all manner of unforeseen incidents and meetings and material assistance, which no man could have dreamed would have come his way. You know, I know this to be true because it's happened to me often. Most recently, as a result of deciding to reach beyond my comfort zone and write the book, you know, right after it was published came a whole series of unexpected events that opened the way for me to expand toward the next level of my most deliberate dreams. It was like one small miracle after another just kept popping in my life out of nowhere, each one an exact match for my specific intention. So while you're at convention, I invite you to make a committed, non-negotiable decision about what you want to accomplish and who you want to become. What do you really want to be, do, and have in the process of building your Send Out Cards dynasty? And just as your past decisions have shaped your world of today, they will shape your world of tomorrow. And so it is with your beliefs. So the second step is about building belief. As you know, there are 3 beliefs that are essential for building a successful business in network marketing. One is the belief in your company's vision, mission, and product. Piece of cake for you guys, right? Easy to be a 10 on a scale of 1 to 10 on that one. The second one is your belief in network marketing as a business model. No embarrassment, no apologies, no tiptoeing around the subject. You've got the most brilliant business model on earth when it's done right. So potentially you're a 10 on that one as well. But the third belief I find is where people get a little wobbly, and that is your belief in yourself as a leader and in your ability to achieve financial freedom and help others do the same. Where are you on a scale of 1 to 10 with that one? My book can help you, because if your belief in yourself is lacking, if you're not a 10 out of 10 in all 3 areas of belief, people can sense that, and it's going to affect your results. So I include a process that gets all of your beliefs out on the table where you can see them and sort them out. You'll probably discover some beliefs that have been buried so deeply for so long that you didn't even know they were there, and they've been running your life. And they're limiting beliefs that you want to get rid of. And by the way, here's the biggie. Do you actually believe that you deserve what you want? Like, do you believe you're worthy of having it all? You'd be surprised how many people just don't. People ask themselves all the time, am I enough? Do I have what it takes? And of course, this keeps them from moving forward. If any of your beliefs have been blocking your success or limiting you in any way, you need a structured way to find them, rip them out by the roots, and replace them with the empowering beliefs that are essential for your personal and professional success. When you go through this process, you'll end up with a list of positive beliefs like your founder, Cody Bateman, has. He has kindly shared his inspiring list in chapter 11 of his book's Promptings, which incidentally, I love that book. When you read that list, you'll see where he gets his vision and his strength. When you grow your belief in yourself, and you trust yourself more, you will have the unshakable confidence that will attract the right people, the ones who will work with you and grow themselves and stay. The next step is to craft a compelling vision. And I should say right here that the 6 steps aren't necessarily taken sequentially. For example, you might start with a vision. You might see something big for yourself and then decide to make it reality and then to build belief around it. But all the while, you're taking action, which is another one of the 6 principles. So now about vision. As human beings, we have this amazing ability to think in pictures, and this is one of our most powerful gifts. We can use it to visualize anything we want before it happens, and we can hold that vision until it does happen. Professional athletes visualize themselves winning in advance, and it works. Professional network marketers can do that too. I can think of few things more important than deliberately crafting a clear and compelling vision of exactly what you want from the moment you set your goal. The vision you create will become your internal resource of inspiration and motivation. And when you hold on to this vision, you will continue to feel the same excitement and optimism that probably kept you awake the first night you joined Send Out Cards and made you jump out of bed the next morning. Your sustained vision will continue giving you purpose, a reason to live. It will get you out of bed in the morning. It will keep inspiring you to seize the day. It will keep your spirits up. Your vision will also tell you how to plan. It will guide you to set goals that have a time frame and that are clear, specific, measurable, realistic, and attainable. It will help you keep your eye on the goal so that you don't get bogged down in the minutia. And like the North Star in the night sky, your vision will keep you on course to your dreams. And so your vision can drive you to greatness. It will propel you to make a difference in the world. It will help you push past obstacles and challenges and keep you buoyant on the stormy seas of adversity and help you to succeed when others fail. It's the impetus that makes you reach beyond your comfort zone and do things that are new and challenging. Again, we hear the special call of the network marketing profession. When you craft a compelling vision of exactly what you want, this inspires you and others as well. Imagine crossing paths with people who are just going through the motions of their day, meeting their responsibilities, and there you are with this big, bold vision of something magnificent and meaningful and grand, like having it all and helping them to have it all. You know, they may not fully grasp what you're talking about at first, but they can feel that you're up to big things. They can feel that by linking arms with you, they'll be able to move out of their current circumstances into a life of fulfillment and joy and abundance. That's what your vision can do for you and other people. And you know something? Your very own Jackie Ulmer, I love that girl, had a vision of being an example to her daughter Lexi. She not only wanted to tell Lexi that she could live her dreams, she wanted to show her. So part of Jackie's vision was to use her Send Out Cards business as a way to do that. At last year's convention, Jackie walked the stage as the #1 recruiter in the company. Everyone stood and applauded her for living that dream. And on the front row was Jackie's daughter, Lexi, watching her mother live that dream. Lexi was so inspired that she wrote a song to tell that story. And I am honored to announce right here and right now the performance debut of that song. Ladies and gentlemen, Lexi Ulmer.
Don't count yourself out so soon. Everybody's rooting for you. You'll never win if you never play the game. And don't forget the place you come from. In their eyes you've already won. Here's to living a life of fortune and fame. So when life knocks you down, get your feet back on the ground and turn this ship around. to learning who they turn you into. Here's to you. It doesn't matter where you've been, it matters what you make of it. There is a story in every scar. And when you want to give up cause you're so bitter, I hope you learn to reconsider. From where you were, you've come so far. So when life knocks you down, get your feet back on the ground and turn this ship around. Here's to making mistake after mistake. Here's to making as many as it takes. Here's to learning who they turn you into. Here's to smile on your face when life tries its hardest to erase everything you think of when you think here's to. Here's to making mistake after mistake. Here's to making as many as it takes. Here's to learning who they turn you into. Here's to you. Thank you. So proud of you. Thank you. Turn around. Oh.
Oh my goodness, wasn't that amazing? That kind of story with that kind of performance. Didn't it just take your breath away? I don't know of any other profession other than network marketing where you could have that kind of experience. Thank you, Jackie. Thank you, Lexi. You've richly blessed our lives with your amazing story. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I invite you to spend 30 minutes sometime during this convention to work on your own vision. Sequester yourself at some point and bask in the inspiration that's occurring. Ask yourself, how big can I see this? Then get it on the radar. Start forming detailed pictures in your mind about what you want your business to become and who you want to become and how you want to live your life as a result. And now, let's talk about step number 4. This one's called Think It, Speak It, and Affirm It into Existence. And yes, you can transform your dreams into realities with your thoughts and your words. We start step 4 by exploring the thoughts and words that are constantly rolling around in your head and the words that roll off your tongue. The goal is to get your thoughts and your words working for you rather than against you. So this is about forming the habit of using empowering language when you speak with others and to yourself. We all have this inner dialogue that we indulge in all the time. When my mental chatter takes a negative turn like, oh, Margie, you've never been able to do this or that, I stop myself and I insert the words, until now. Give it a try. You'll find that those words, until now, completely shift your energy and help you to embrace a new way of thinking almost effortlessly. And then there's the word unplug. I say, I unplug. Whenever I'm feeling overwhelmed or feel worry or stuck in some habitual thought pattern that's distracting or upsetting, just picture yourself ripping an electric plug out of the wall and ending the drain on your energy. I unplug. And so what about affirmations? Are affirmations some woo-woo thing based on the notion of people mindlessly chanting a bunch of words in order to get a magical result? No. Affirmations are repetitive thoughts or words that influence the direction of your life for better or for worse. To affirm means to make firm. So whatever thoughts you're repeating, whether they're negative or positive, is actually an affirmation. So we're just randomly affirming all kinds of stuff all of the time. Why not be deliberate about it? Why not craft specific positive affirmations that focus on what we want in our lives? This has been proven to work for getting what you want instead of getting what you don't want. And you know, Cody is certainly a believer. As he says, the stories you put in your mind absolutely become the stories you live in your life. So since the very beginning of Send Out Cards, he's conducted the Treat 'em Right seminars where you learn how to implement affirmations. He calls them I am statements. And he tells the story of his dog Gus, you know, the one with the tennis ball. Remember that? The only way Cody could get Gus, his dog, to drop that grimy old slimy tennis ball was to throw him a new one and throw it to him over and over again. I love how Cody ties that into writing affirmations or I am statements. Eventually, they become the new tennis balls. If we throw them out to ourselves and we read them over and over again, we too will drop the old limiting beliefs and pick up the new one. I just love the culture that Cody has created here. One affirmation that's been incredibly helpful for me when I'm trying something I've never done before is, I know what to do and I do it. I know what to do and I do it. And here's a fantastic money affirmation. Notice that it's in the present tense, even if the money hasn't arrived yet. Here it is. Money comes to me abundantly, rapidly, and with ease from multiple sources now. My efforts create abundance for others, and I give thanks. Okay, so now we're at step number 5. Step number 5 is connect it with the heart. And by that I mean that you need to open your heart and make room to receive the good things that you desire. See, all of the great teachers who show us how to write, read, and visualize and affirm a goal have always added that you've got to get your deepest, most positive emotions involved, and your heart is that emotional place. When you begin with a wisp of an idea and grow it through the creative process of decision-making, believing, envisioning, you're constructing a foundation of clarity in your head. But you don't begin to securely grasp the idea, your decision, your belief, or your dream until it descends from your mind to your heart. Now your dream becomes infused with power. It becomes fully animated. You feel it, and you fall in love with it. There are heart closers like anger, resentment, jealousy, self-righteousness, and more that you need to get rid of to make room for all the good stuff in your heart. There are heart openers like forgiveness, tolerance, compassion, kindness, and gratitude, and more that can be used as strategies to form this connection between your head and your heart. When the dream in your head descends to the depths of your heart and fills it to the brim and running over, the results you want will begin their journey to you as your physical reality. And there's one step that we have to add or nothing will happen, and I'm sure you know what that is. That's step number 6, and that is to take action. This is the one critical step that you need to take from the very beginning and all of the way through, because action is really where the rubber meets the road. Action is the physicalization of your intention, if there could be such a word. Napoleon Hill called action the real measure of intelligence, and that kind of says it all. I mean, the idea of taking action really speaks for itself, but you know, the other side of this story is that as humans, we naturally fear the unknown, so we've devised many a way to delay or even to avoid taking action, and then we kid ourselves into thinking that something will happen anyway. Getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready is one of those cute little action avoidance tactics. I've seen people do a lot of that. They think that they need to organize their desk, and not only that, their house and their closets and their garage, maybe even the trunk of their car, before they can sit down and make those calls. And after all of that, a month has gone by, and some of them never even do take action. But you know what? It's like somebody once said, to begin with fault is better than to hesitate perfectly. So waiting to be perfectly organized or perfect in your execution will never get you anywhere, because you won't be perfect and you won't be an expert until you roll up your sleeves and work at it. Like author Steve Brown said, anything worth doing well is worth doing poorly until you learn how to do it well. And then the late Eleanor Roosevelt's words echo in my mind: do something you're afraid of every day. You see, fear is actually your green light to go. If you're not feeling any fear, you're lingering much too long in your comfort zone. Fear is the natural result of expanding your life. So when you feel fear, embrace it and go. Welcome the fear, welcome the uncertainty. If you don't feel them, your goal isn't big enough. Fear and uncertainty go hand in hand with creating something great. Learn to view them as a natural part of expanding and growing, and then get past them and move into action. Have a vision so strong that fear is not even an issue. Realize there are people who are waiting for what you have. They're waiting for you. You've got the answer for them. Also, embrace the 5 action-taking attitudes: courage, purposefulness, willingness to do whatever it takes, patience, and persistence. To me, persistence is king. Whenever you're feeling impatient, like your progress is too slow, or that you've done everything that you can do and nothing is happening, remember this: there is a sowing season and a reaping season, and they are not in the same season. So all you can do is keep planting. You can't know which seeds will bear fruit, how many seeds you'll have to plant, when the reaping will come, or where it will come from, but the harvest will be commensurate with the planting. And you just have to keep planting without counting today's results or revenues until the reaping season arrives. But remembering this all along the way. You know, the biggest lesson I've learned about persistence came from having to build my business 3 times over virtually from scratch. When the company changed its name and required everyone to sign a new distributor agreement, my downline went from 20,000 to 10,000, boom, overnight. Significant shock and awe, but I stayed. And do you think I'm glad? You bet I am. When people ask me what the most valuable thing I've done to be successful is, I humbly and honestly have to answer, I stayed. I stayed when others quit. I kept moving when others stood still. I put one foot in front of the other and kept both feet in the boat. Even when my passion was depleted, I kept moving forward. There were growing pains, and I endured those growing pains with my company. I knew that I needed to adapt. Meanwhile, I saw people come and go, and of course it would break my heart. A guy that today is one of my biggest legs in my business was originally on my 5th level. For some reason or another, over the course of a couple of years, everyone between him and me quit. He rolled up to my front line. Today, he's got an enormous team. We calculated that if the people had stayed who quit and just purchased the occasional product, they'd be making over $10,000 a month today. So, you've got a remarkable vehicle in your hands, a one-of-a-kind company at the forefront of a paradigm shift from brick and mortar to click and order, and a wonderful product that connects with people's hearts and endears them to you. It's all right here for you. I encourage you to stay, and not just stay, but take action and persist consistently. The strategic shifts and formula changes that Send Out Cards has made over the last couple of years have taken great courage. I've read the manifesto. I think those shifts were not only brilliant, but necessary to create a revolution. So I applaud Cody, his amazing staff, and your incredible Eagle's Nest for having the courage and the staying power to get through the course of this monumental shift. Those who left during this time simply pulled up their stakes when they were 3 feet from gold. I don't just think that. I know that. I've lived it. Those of you who have stayed the course through these changes and latched onto the new plan, and those of you who will receive a bounteous harvest. Now you're going to experience what momentum is all about. I cannot begin to tell you how excited I am for those of you who will keep moving forward with Cody and Jordan, Damar and Bob and Betty Ann, and the rest of your amazing leaders. And if you were to take the simple, consistent action of talking to just 2 people a day and following up, you would create a business that would boggle your mind within a year. and it will be as great as the genius Leonardo da Vinci predicted. Quote, "For once you have tasted flight, you will walk the earth with your eyes turned skyward, for there you have been, and there you will long to return." Thank you again, Cody, for making me a part of this great occasion. And I want to borrow the dedication from my book to thank all of you in the audience. My talk today has been dedicated to you and to the precious dreams that fill your heart and to the greatness in you longing to burst forth and to the recognition that whatever you want already belongs to you now.